with your hosts.
Not afraid. You will be.
Radio.com.
We're here.
What's up?
You were you waiting a little longer than usual for us?
A little bit,
We
yeah.
had a ghost in the machine here at Unregular Radio, but we are here, aren't we, Heather?
We were trying to be fashionably late, which I'm always fashionable and mostly late, but I don't know what I can say about you, Mike. What are you rocking today? We're like a half a tracksuit and I'm just playing. I'm playing. No, Mike Simpson is actually looking the most dapper right here next to us because he's got the Freedom Rally T-shirt from 2008.
Yeah, he's got
Free
the big
decriminalization, big pot leaf, looking good. Leather jacket as always. Yeah. Fresh to death in the Unregular Radio studio today.
Yeah, and
we
Newman's behind the board. He's got.
I am here,
doing a big show, right, Newman?
Right, Ken.
Yeah, yeah. And Simpson, we're going to be talking about you later because you're all over the radio, not just on this show, right, Simpson?
Yeah, that's cool. I got my own show started next month.
I heard.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, you're on the biggest show. We'll talk about that, but you there's a big Boston show that I hear your voice on too, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm on there a few times.
You don't like him?
No, I don't like.
We'll talk about who he doesn't like later. What are we going to do on this show today? Why are we so excited and positive today?
Well, today is a powerful and empowering set of interviews and illustrations of the life of Peter McWilliams.
Yeah.
So we're going to speak with the leader of his fan club. We're going to talk a lot about who he was as a person and why he's important in the movement. Who is Peter McWilliams, Mike Cann? You want to?
He was a big activist in the 1990s in California and worldwide. You know, his message is still out there on YouTube. I was actually watching one of his clips today when he spoke before the Libertarian Party on what he was fighting for, who he was, what the federal government doing. And he was a great writer, great with words. Sometimes I'm not so great with words, but he had a way with words. One of the things that he said in the YouTube clip that we'll be playing later was, "Don't tread on this faggot." And I just
love some powerful words right there.
Yeah, and no one did. You know, Peter McWilliams, he stood up for himself.
Unapologetic, gay rights activist, marijuana rights activist, libertarian activist. So obviously there's a lot of people who admire him, and we admire him, and so we're going to pay tribute to him by interviewing the head of his fan club.
If you're smoking any of that medical cannabis,
yeah, exactly,
that's legal
this
anywhere.
Is for you.
This is all about Peter McWilliams. He was one of those guys that did this, that helped us move as far as we have come in this movement.
And another person who was also instrumental in the medical cannabis movement, who wrote the language for the original language for the bill for Prop 215 in California in 1996 that legalized medical marijuana, was the first to do it in the country. And we will have him later on the show as
big
well,
legend.
So it's a
His
big
name is Dennis Peron.
Dennis Peron.
Yeah, he recently had a stroke, from my understanding. He's had some setbacks, medical setbacks, and I believe this may be his first interview since that time, and we're really excited to have him. I'm going to call him a legend because he is a legend. 1996, California, medical marijuana, Prop 215. I mean, these are the benchmarks.
I was still wearing rollerblades then.
Yeah. I was on rollerblades, and he was making medicine legal. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. It's good. It's a big show. And we also have a lot of news stories.
I'm just picturing you on rollerblades right now. I had to take a second.
Yeah, I had those rollerblades.
Well, I was 8, so it was acceptable. For you, I don't know.
Wow. I'm not that, well, I guess, yeah.
Let's not go there.
Yeah.
We're bringing the generations together on the show.
Definitely.
All day, every day.
Every day. we got 3 or 4 generations on this show, so that's the key.
You sure do.
Who's the 4? Oh, who's the?
Well, we got the Simpsons, we got the comedy.
Oh, are you calling Simpson old?
He's older than
are gonna
me.
fight.
He's got more gray than me.
He earned it.
I smoke more pot than you.
Yeah. I think he might be a baby boomer. Are you a baby boomer, Simpson?
Yeah, I'm proud to be a baby boomer, and I'm proud to be a pothead.
Absolutely.
There
We
you go.
support that.
Yeah.
Yay.
And a lot of news stories this week that we'll be covering. The botched FBI raid, a new candidate that we may be interested in endorsing for president.
Yeah. And what about that other candidate for president that we're going to have on the show next week?
2 weeks, I believe.
2
Isn't
weeks.
it? Is it next week or
No,
is it 2
it's
weeks?
Next week, I think.
It's next week?
We need to check our calendar. I don't think it's next week, though. I think that. I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
It is.
It is next week.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
All right.
The 11th. The 11th.
Yep,
The
that
11th?
would be
I think so.
next
No,
week.
I don't know. We're gonna have to look that up on Facebook. We have to check our own schedule. But we have a big presidential candidate that we just announced this week coming on the show. His name is Gary Johnson, a Libertarian Party presidential candidate. He has been a long time Republican, elected for governor in New Mexico, and he'll be coming back on the show. We're very excited about that. But also the news stories. There's news stories in mass about marijuana recrim for teen drivers.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a story that Steve.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah, we're gonna get right.
I don't know
into
if the audience can hear my eyes rolling in the back of my head.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, I'm just like, ah.
I know it's one of those things. Every time they bring up these different marijuana recrim, it just makes me like. At first, I used to get like that, like Heather does, and then I thought, wow, they can't do anything. They've failed every time. But this one, this one actually
this has
does
some
make
power.
me kind of like, uh-oh.
Yep.
So we'll talk about
What we
that.
need to do is keep arresting kids.
I know. We need
Because
to
that'll secure a promising and bright future for them.
we need to put more laws against kids.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't be a kid.
Kids are illegal. Kids are illegal.
God damn you, you're a kid. You kids.
You must be this tall to enter.
But the other big news story, too, that we're going to get into is the Colorado initiative for legalization.
Yeah.
Maybe some issues. Will it be on the ballot? Will it not? Steve Epstein sent a good post on MassCan Activist about it. He had some good information and some speculation from him, which is usually right on the spot related to this stuff. So we're going to talk about that and what Steve had to say. You can call us at 617-606-4122, our phone number. Mm-hmm. And we're going to play some music. And
Don't forget instant feedback, too.
Oh, yeah, instant feedback.
IF at unregularradio.com.
And there's a link on the Unregular website, too.
Yes, yeah. You
And
can
our
do
Facebook page.
Yeah, you can do it all. Yeah, and you can give us feedback on our Facebook page, Two Hotheads.
On Cannabis.
We read it all day, and so
It's been blowing up recently too. Our Facebook page is getting we're internet famous. I've been saying this for a few weeks, but it feels official now. There's like new posts every couple of minutes.
It's happening.
Especially with Peter McWilliams today. We've gotten a huge amount of response from people, so we're glad to hear that a lot of people are listening in today and going to be with us for.
And that's the thing
very
about this show
special
today.
afternoon.
It's good to have, like you said, our show is kind of reaching new heights.
Yeah, we don't
every
want a
week.
plateau.
Yeah, we're not at a plateau. We're moving up. I can feel it.
Moving on
every
up,
week we have
up.
we have more calls, more feedbacks, more posting. People are responding on whether it's our YouTube videos.
And it's because most of the time we listen.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, we do listen.
We really do.
We read them online, read them on the show. But this week with Peter McWilliams, I can really feel it. I can see how many people love this guy, loved his writing, just like we do. So it's very exciting. I'm honored to be able to bring this to our audience today, and
Absolutely.
that we're able to honor Peter.
Yep.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is right now, I think we're going to go to this clip from Peter McWilliams. If you don't know who Peter McWilliams is,
This is a good introduction.
Yeah, this is a good introduction. You can look at him on petermcwilliams.org to find a lot more information out there. Some of his his dealings with the DEA, his writings related to marijuana and not marijuana. This guy covered all topics, but this is a good introduction for marijuana reformers on who Peter McWilliams was. This is a speech that he made in 1996, I believe it was. It was before the Libertarian Party. And Newman, let's hear Peter McWilliams. And then after that, we're going to come back with Julia from petermcwilliams.org, also Peter's page on Facebook. We're going to talk to her more about the life of Peter McWilliams. We will want your phone calls later at 617-606-4122. Let's hear from
Peter McWilliams.
UnregularRadio.com, Boston's best online radio.
Good afternoon. I'll use this one. Where are the teleprompters? How am I expected to do a political speech without a teleprompter? You mean I'm just supposed to stand here and say what I think and believe? What kind of political party is this? I want to tell you about a pair of epiphanies that I had in 1996. The first happened in March of 1996, when I was diagnosed with both AIDS and cancer. I tell you this early on because I want your sympathy throughout the rest of this speech. Later so the nausea that was treated, that was caused by these things, ended instantly with marijuana. With one puff of marijuana, well, and it is astonishing how well it works. And you have to understand how serious it is when you can't keep your medication down. It's not just that it's uncomfortable. If you can't keep that medication down, it's not going to save your life. And that is the important point. We're talking about life and death here when we're talking about treating AIDS and cancer. 20% of the people who are not taking the combination therapy, which is working so well for those who can tolerate it. I am one of them. But for those who cannot tolerate it, 20% stop because of nausea. I wonder how many of those 20%, if they had access, readily available, inexpensive medical marijuana, if indeed they would have that same problem. Every day people are denied cancer chemotherapy because the doctors stop, knowing that they will die of malnutrition if they go another day without eating. Nausea is an unsolved problem of medicine, and marijuana is the finest anti-nausea medication known to science. At the same time, our leaders have lied about this consistently. Our leaders whom we trust, whom we look up to, from the Democratic president to the who knows what he is, drug czar, to the Republican leaders in Congress in both the House and the Senate. They have lied to us about medical marijuana. They have lied to us about the harm of marijuana. There is no more benign medicinal substance known to human beings. And we have been lied about this. And so this was my first epiphany, was over here, watching my normal run to the bathroom with one puff of marijuana turn into a meandering raid on the kitchen. And so the one epiphany was over here, and I said, I am not going to rest until medical marijuana is available to every sick person who needs it in the United States. I would like to suggest to you that you, not necessarily as a party, but you individually, maybe not as a party plank, but more as a pet project, kind of a little chia pet project, to actively work for medical marijuana in this country. I believe medical marijuana currently stands for the most hideous ongoing example of government interference in the private lives of individuals. This medical marijuana prohibition is an outrage within an outrage within an outrage. The first outrage, of course, is the war on drugs itself. Prohibition does not work, has not worked, cannot work, And anyone who says it can is either deeply delusional or is making money on the drug war. The next layer down is, of course, marijuana prohibition. This is a plant that has never hurt anyone in 5,000 years. And in a country where 400,000 people die prematurely of cigarettes, and 100,000 people die prematurely from alcohol, that this herb, this plant, this weed, should be so illegal in this country that since the 1995 Omnibus Crime Bill, if you possess enough of it, our government will put you to death. If you don't think marijuana is still prohibited, keep in mind that 640,000 people were arrested in 1996 alone, the most ever. While we have a Speaker of the House and a President and a Vice President who have all admitted to smoking marijuana. That's one arrest every 48 seconds. These are pothead baby boomers, and it's an outrage that they should put their fellows in prison. Finally, the outrage within the outrage within the outrage is medical marijuana. In the war on drugs, unlike any war in American history, unlike any modern civilized war of the past 2 centuries, in this war on drugs, they are not stopping the battle and allowing the Red Cross on the field. In fact, they are shooting directly at the sick and at those who are trying to help them, and they are shooting to kill. A friend of mine, Todd McCormick, was arrested for growing marijuana in his own home after the Proposition 215 passed in California permitting him cultivation. He had cancer 9 times before he was 10. The DEA came in, destroyed his plants, and wants to put him in prison for the rest of his life, a 10-year mandatory minimum, plus a $4 million fine. That's shooting to kill. It's been going on for 11 months now. As many of you know, I've been investigated now for 11 months by the DEA and their bosom buddy, the IRS. The DEA and the IRS came into my home. They took away my computer containing a book on medical marijuana and a book critical of the DEA, which very quickly became 3 books critical of the DEA. Don't tread on this faggot. Unlike any other issue currently in the political play, public opinion polls are outrageously in favor of medical marijuana, and almost every politician vigorously objects. Public opinion polls show that somewhere between 65 and 90% of the population, but never below 65, favor marijuana under the care of a doctor's supervision. They do that even though all the living presidents and Nancy Reagan said it was a hoax, even though C. Everett Koop came out and said it was a hoax, which really hurt. People still believe that if a doctor says it's okay, and if you're sick, it's okay to take medicine, and we make exceptions when people are sick. That compassion has not been beaten out of the American people. It is still there, and we can appeal to it. And finally, and most briefly, I ask you to support medical marijuana now because it is the right thing to do. I'm tired of people thinking that libertarians don't have morality, that they don't have values. It's a lot of hogwash. Libertarians are the only politicians with values. You know, on C-SPAN, those bars, those great pillars of the Capitol, almost looks like you're standing in front of prison bars. And I look there and I think, that's where the federal government wants me for the rest of my life for taking my medicine. And so I ask you, who are the beacons of liberty in this country, and I ask you in the name of her, that Lady Liberty there. You know, I'm gay, but that woman turns me on. If you're gay, I'm a gay libertarian. I'm one of those laissez fairies. I asked the Libertarian Party to take this healing herb and use it to heal. Yes, you too. We'll be doing it for you, crying in the corner there, that baby. We'll be doing it for you, our children. And I ask you to take that herb, that healing herb, and I ask you to heal the body politic with it. And I ask you, Lady Liberty, to once again lift your shining lamp above the golden door. Hey, lady, got a light? Thank you.
Well, it worked once, folks. Should I try it again?
Oh, my God. Thank you very much.
Peter, since I contacted you a couple of months ago, you've been just absolutely flooding my email box with all this wonderful information about not just all the information about the drug war, but how you're personally fighting it. And you've sent me so much stuff that even though I just met you just a little while ago, I've come to think of you as a friend already, and certainly come to think of you as a libertarian. And I'm hoping that on this July 4th, the anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, if you will also sign your personal Declaration of Independence from big government and join the Partnership for a Free America, the Libertarian Party.
I accept. To paraphrase John Hancock, that's big enough for Barry McCaffrey to read without his spectacles. I'm going to pay for my membership with a $100 bill. Sir.
Peter, welcome to the Party of Principle.
Thank you all.
Two Hotheads on Cannabis with Mike Cann and Heather Mack on unregularradio.com.
Live back on Two Hotheads on Cannabis, and you just heard Peter McWilliams speaking in 1996 at a libertarian convention. That was
That's an incredible speech.
Yeah.
That was like stunning.
Electrifying.
And I have to say, as a pun master myself, laissez-faire is the like number one pun.
Yes, it was, and it was so.
I have heard.
That's the thing. It was such a great, intelligent, well-spoken, well-paced, and funny.
And wicked funny. Yeah, he was sharp and like had an incredible sense of humor and was a natural even without the teleprompter, as he said.
Yeah, don't tread on this faggot.
Oh my God.
I mean, you can't get much better than that.
No, and we're gonna talk all about it with our friend Julia, who's on the line right now. Right?
Yeah, Julia's from petermcwilliams.org. Julia, hello.
Hi, Julia.
Hi.
So I just want to say we're already getting a ton of phone calls in right now of people who want to ask questions. So
yeah, so there are a lot of questions. One of the area codes, give me that area code, Newman.
208.
208 keeps coming in. We'll be reading off your area codes right now. We're talking to Julia. We're going to introduce Julia. We really love the phone calls. We're going to open the lines a little bit later so that we can get some of those calls. So keep calling back. We like that you're listening. We really appreciate it. And so we have Julia. Hello, Julia, once again.
Hi, Mr. Cann. You're awesome.
You are, too. And Peter McWilliams is amazing. He was amazing, wasn't he, Julia?
Oh, definitely. And it's just such an honor that you guys would take the time play his whole entire speech. That is so touching. I've never experienced that on a radio show yet, and I really thank you for that.
It really sounds good on the radio. I have to admit, things sound different on the radio for some reason. It just listening to the headphones, we were all listening to it, and I think we all kind of took in. That was a great speech.
Did you ever get a chance to see Peter McWilliams speak?
No, I'm a little new to this, a little young to this. I just discovered him in 2009.
Oh, okay. So tell us about that. What drew you in?
Well, I had read this book, You Can't Afford the Luxury of a Negative Thought, and I wanted to thank the author because it had moved me so much. And I went online because I wanted his address, and I quickly learned he died. And I can't tell you the emotions that went through me because reading that book was like, talking to a best friend. And it was at that moment I decided I wanted to do something, anything to honor this man and his life. And I began a MySpace page, and then after that it was a Facebook page, and then it grew, and the wonderful man that used to own petermcwilliams.org turned it over to me, and I've been working very hard on changing it and putting more things on it than there was, and tribute video on YouTube that took about a year, all with his mom's blessing. She's wonderful. And, by the way, Heather, I hope you don't mind me saying, but it's not a fan club.
School us.
Yeah.
School us. Tell us what it is. Tell us what it is, Julia. School us.
Well, Mr. Fun, who is the Seattle Hemp Fest, he dubbed me the curator of the online Peter McWilliams Museum.
And that's what it is.
So ever since, I'm the curator.
And it really is that. I mean, when I look at your website, there's so much documentation that I love. The letters, the poetry.
Oh, yeah.
It feels personal.
Even marijuana, the libertarian stuff, but also even other things that he did, which was like expose a cult leader, which I really like because I've done some exposing of things. And
thank you for noticing that. No one ever brings that up.
I want to ask you. What? Like I know, of course I know. So don't think that I don't know for people who are really into Peter, but I want you to explain to people what, like, we're looking at our Facebook page. There are so many people responding and sending questions, and they love Peter McWilliams. Why are people still so interested in Peter McWilliams?
I personally feel, first of all, I'm honored that you guys are willing to present him as a total person. I've had people in the movement say, you've just got to present him as a pot activist. When you go give a speech, it's all about the pot. And I've got to tell you, he was so many things to so many people. People have told me that they have not completed suicide because his books have helped them. And, he taught people computers. I mean, he put out the most romantic poetry you'll ever read. I mean, he went through this whole personal growth phase in which he self-published over 40 books. and a lot of them, 5 of them, were New York Times bestsellers. But in these books, he was really trying to help people change their lives for the better. And I know, Mr. Cann, you wanted me to read some quotes.
Yes, I do.
Well, this is dedicated especially to Mr. Cann. If you want peace with others, don't fight them. Go your own way. Live your own life. If some walk with you, fine. If you walk alone for a while, fine. If you don't like what's going on somewhere, leave. Maintain a portable paradise within yourself.
Yeah, that's exactly what I need right now, and that's exactly what I'm doing, actually.
Yeah, we're maintaining a portable paradise right now.
I am following Peter's advice.
It's
So
portable to the
I
left.
am right there. That is exactly where I am. Thank you, Julia.
Yes, and I mean, I think people are just so touched by him because, I mean, he died so young. He was only 50. But, I mean, he tried so hard to help people. I mean, he suffered from depression himself, but yet he tried to help people. Once he and his co-author, Harold Bloomfield, he treated him. He treated Peter for his depression. And then after that, they wrote a book together, How to Heal Depression, and they discovered that St. John's wort helps heal it, and that's a natural herb. It's natural, just like cannabis, and so things like that. I mean, he's helped so many people, and his books are still just as important today as they were when he was alive.
So I know we were already getting notes back and forth between myself and Heather about Peter's poetry. Do you have any of his? Do you want to hear the romantic poetry, Heather, or is there a certain type of poetry you want to hear?
I think this is cool, like you said, to do the composite of the whole man, because he was involved in not just the marijuana movement, but in writing these books and in the gay rights movement, which obviously overlap in libertarianism and all of that. So I think it would be really cool, to hear some of his poetry if he was, a creative.
Okay, that's so awesome. You want to hear it? Okay,
yeah.
I picked some short stuff because I'm a really kind of slow reader. So my friend Jerry has helped me rehearse. Okay, the first one is, I'm past the point of going quietly insane. I'm getting quite noisy about it. The neighbors must think I'm mad. The neighbors, for once, think right.
I like that.
I like that a lot.
The sense of humor is very evident.
Insight into who you are and where you
and
are.
to do this kind of work, you have to kind of have a sense of humor. So I think that's obviously a positive thing. And
yes, and I mean, he also heard a lot. He felt a lot. He was very passionate. So he would write things like, "There is nothing to be done, only accept it and hurt." And so many people respond to that. And, this poem is a kiss for your mind. I love that one.
Yeah.
But that's the type of poetry. And I've got some of his books that are available if people would like them. It's a compilation of all his poetry. Come Love With Me and Be My Life, that book.
Say it again. Say the name of it again.
Come Love With Me and Be My Life. And it's available. If people go to my Facebook page, they can find it.
That's
or
wonderful.
Too, but
so you're not just documenting his life; you're also, passing it on to anybody who wants to read, and be transformed like you were. What was the name of the book that drew you in originally to being so interested in it?
You can't afford the luxury of a negative thought. And I wanted to say that this movement, there's a lot of wonderful things happening in it, but what really makes me sad is the fighting inside it. And I think Peter, as passionate as he was, would be very upset to see people fighting amongst themselves. And so I read these quotes and I think about it, especially for people that get haters.
Yeah.
This is for them. Fill your life with people who applaud your positive thoughts, feelings, and actions, who encourage you toward more and better, who know how to praise the good and the beautiful.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
I think we need this today. I really think this is
true.
Yeah,
it's true.
These words, when you write them down, I've been writing them down when you're saying them, and when you repeat them out loud, they do, because you have to live up to it. There's something about saying something or writing it down because you have to live up to it. It's as cold and as hard as real.
Definitely, yes. I'm just touched. I'm really touched that people care about Peter's story still. For example, the good folks at Medical Cannabis Journal are going to do a piece on it. I want to say hi Ron, and Kush, and Skunk. So I'd like to say hi Cheryl and hi John. And Toko the Town already wrote a piece. Thank you, Mr. Steve, and Carlos from Relief Magazine. So all these people are writing about, that's what I want for people, because there are people in this movement that have been in there for like 20, 30 years, like, I won't say they're old, they're just older. But but they've been in this movement a long time, and some of them are like, who's Peter McWilliams? And I'm just amazed they've never heard of him. So I'm trying to get education out there,
Yeah. And I know some of those people. They're good people. I like Carlos and Skunk Magazine. And so that's good. I'm glad they're doing that, Excellent.
They're all good people. And you're good people, too. This is one of my
thank you. Yeah.
We're getting so nice over here. We do this every time.
Yeah, we are. You know what?
Good.
That's all right, though.
It does. It feels great.
Julia, we only have a couple minutes before we're going to play something special for you. We have a special surprise, I think, for you. And
oh, my goodness.
We're going to bring another person on to talk with us about Peter McWilliams. We're going to do our 420 break. We're going to have you on for a while. But we have a lot of questions. Yes. And I got a couple more. I got a couple more for you, at least. I always have like a million. But the one I want to ask is, what do you think Peter would be doing today? And how old would he be if he was still alive?
Wow. Well, he would be 63 years young. He'd probably be just as handsome. Well, if he was able to keep smoking his cannabis, obviously, he would definitely be healthy. And, I mean, that's such a hard question to answer because he did so much with his life. I think he would be involved. I would never, ever speak for him, ever.
Yeah, I know, but can you imagine, though?
I think he'd be involved with so many things. He would be very active in the movement,
Yeah, because, I mean, he was at the peak. I mean, this guy was... He was like we were saying, he's an A+, and it's just such a shame. It's just like, wow.
Now, I was going to ask if you consider yourself part of the marijuana movement and not, obviously you're creating this Peter McWilliams movement, which is beautiful and people are responding so much to. But do you also consider yourself an activist for medical marijuana or for legalization? Or?
Well, it's kind of funny because I'm actually naturally very shy. People don't believe that because I could get up on stage, but I'm a very naturally shy girl. And so I started out as the curator. And then just since last April, people have been started telling me that you're an activist. I'm like, okay, I've got on stage and I've been able to speak, at these hemp fests and things. And I'm kind of in a weird place, though, because I'm a cannabis virgin. And people are like,
really?
Wow, you don't smoke, yeah. They're like, you do all this and you don't smoke. I'm like, yeah.
Julia, we can fix that. Come on over.
They think I'm either strange or I'm a cop or something. I'm like, no, I just don't smoke, But I'm totally 110% for, the repeal of all these awful prohibition laws. I think it's just wrong.
And we need people like you. We need allies.
Yeah,
we need allies in the movement that aren't users.
Non-smokers are cool with me.
Absolutely, the ones that
is so cool.
As long as I don't want to lock you up.
Non-smokers and smokers alike can.
It's hard to hear you sometimes. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. We're talking over each other. I'm sorry. We're getting too excited.
We are.
But who?
I'm about to burst, though, because I wanted to tell you that I've been invited to speak at the Cannamania event on Sunday, April 15th.
Oh, with Jimmy Fowler. We'll talk.
Thank you, Mr. Fowler.
We'll get into that event soon. We're friends with Jimmy. We'll be promoting you, definitely. But
well, that's really kind. That's the thing that's so weird for me because I'm very shy, and I also want this to be more about Peter and less about me. If I could go up on stage with a bag on my head, I totally would. Because I just want this to be about Peter.
That's what radio is for. We don't even have to have a bag over our heads.
We kind of wish Mike would do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
low blow.
That was Newman punching.
We got some more questions. We got some calls.
Yeah, we have more calls. We do want to take calls. We are running out of time right now in this segment. We want to do all this. We have more questions too because I'm gonna ask you to answer this question very briefly and keep in mind that we're setting up the person that we're bringing on the phone as one of the people, Julia, and then we're gonna go to the special thing that we're gonna do for you too. Is Who were some of the people? Who were some of the people that Peter did activism with? Who were the people he worked with? I know I heard him talk about Todd McCormick. Who were the people that he was?
Rene Berger, and he was just involved. Dennis, obviously, and I mean, he was. There's so many people he was involved with. I mean, all over the place. Jack Harrer was a friend of his, and Jack Harrer was actually, I think he was at his memorial service, and people like Paul Krasner. I don't know if you're familiar.
Oh
with
yeah,
him.
oh yeah, with big names.
Oh yes, one of Peter's heroes, became one of Peter's greatest friends. Hung out with him at his house, and just all these great people in the movement. And I find myself wondering, if he had known people of today, the activists of today, he'd probably they'd probably make a great team.
Absolutely, we miss him.
Yes, definitely.
But we still have him. We still have him. We still have him here. Julia, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna listen to some music. Is this correct, Newman? Why don't you? I'm gonna have Newman. He's the one who brought this today. What did you bring for us, Newman and Julia?
Julia, remember when you visited us last summer at the Freedom Rally?
Yes.
And you performed?
Yes.
We have that song to play.
Oh no!
This is a surprise. We want to hear it. Is that okay?
Oh my goodness! Is it the one when I was actually on stage?
No. It's the recorded version.
Oh, that's good, because I got no okay. That's okay then. Okay.
All right, so we're going to play that. And in the meantime, we're going to take a 4:20 break. And when we get back,
wonderful.
We are going to have Julia on the phone. We're going to have Dennis Peron on the phone. And we're going to take phone calls as well. So 617-606-4122. Send us your instant feedback. We will be opening the phone soon with Julia. So I know people have been calling and they're waiting patiently. They're listening online and posted messages. So we appreciate it. We will have you on the phone, all the listeners later.
Okay.
So why don't we play the song?
My pleasure
Newman.
to say this is Julia Rose and still for Peter McWilliams. We'll be back.
UnregularRadio.com.
Your words, warm and wise, open my eyes. You guide me through troubled times. With wisdom soft spoken, you heal my heart broken and soothe my sad eyes. You need to fly so free if only you could be here longer. Peter, where you go, my heart follows too. I'll always be moved by you, your heart and art and poetry, your love of life.
interrupt our program to bring you a special broadcast.
Bing bong, it's 420. Listening to Two Hotheads on Cannabis on Unregular Radio. Stay tuned because more wackiness is sure to ensue.
You're listening to Two Hotheads on Cannabis with your hosts, Mike Cann and Heather Mack on UnregularRadio.com.
And we're back.
Yes, we are back, and it's that magic hour. It's 4:20 p.m., and the studio out back.
Do you know where your children are?
Yeah, and the back room is filling up. There's a bunch of people, as always, at Unregular Radio. And we got a bunch of people in the studio and on the phone. Who do we have on the phone, Heather? I'm pretty excited about this.
We have Julia still on the phone as well, and
PeterMcWilliams.org.
And now we have Dennis Peron, who is joining us.
Yes,
we introduced earlier on in the show.
Did we though? Did we give
for those of you? Did we?
I think we got to build them up a little bit more.
I think we should.
Yeah, Dennis Peron is he wrote the bill that started it all in California back in 1996, Prop 215. That started medical marijuana. He was one of the main people that I used to notice back, when I was a younger person, who was leading this movement, who started it all, who inspired people like myself and the next generation to come out and realize that we had power, that we could actually change laws, not at maybe the congressional level, but maybe in Massachusetts, maybe in other states. We did decrim in Mass. Well, he was the one who started it all, started all this movement within our states. And he started out in California, and they did get it done. And that's who we have on the phone right now. Hello, Dennis. Are you still with us?
Yes, I am, Mike. Thanks for the intro.
Well, thank you for being here. How are you doing, Dennis?
It's a beautiful day here in California, and I'm doing very well.
Good.
Prop 215 is alive and well here in San Francisco.
Yeah, it certainly is.
And, well, now we have dispensaries. I also started the first dispensary in California. It was the first one. It was totally illegal. I did it because of the AIDS epidemic in San Francisco and the state of California and the nation. People used marijuana for medicine, and they were getting arrested. And I wanted to stop that. And stop it I did.
Yes, you did.
Hell yeah.
and today, I don't know if you were able to listen earlier, but we're doing a special show on the life of Peter McWilliams. We've been reading his poetry, talking about his activism. We played one of his biggest speeches. You worked with him back then, right?
Yes, he was a great guy. I knew him very well. And it's sad, because he gave his life for us. He gave his life for marijuana. The judge ordered him not to smoke marijuana, but he needed to because of his nausea. And when he stopped smoking marijuana, he died very tragically in his vomit. So I hold the federal government responsible for killing him.
And taking him from us.
He lives on.
Absolutely. And the work that, is still continued to be done, he does live on. So we're glad that you are here with us. And
we got you on the phone today because of Julia. Julia was the one that made the connection. Julia, are you still there too?
Yes, hi.
Do you want to say hello?
Hi,
yes.
Hi, Julia. How you doing?
I had a message for you, Dennis.
What is it?
Oh, Mr. Mark Emery has become a father to me. He told me that he had fond memories of you when he was visiting in Canada for a big rally in 1986,
yes.
And your Capacity Club got raided. Do you remember that?
Sure, I remember it. Yeah, I
you gave a great speech. Yeah. So he wanted to say hi.
Oh, he's inspired me to. Unfortunately, he's in jail, as we know, 5 years in jail, and it's tragic what's happening to him. But it's tragic what's happening about these marijuana laws. They're wrong. They got to change.
Yeah, absolutely.
They will change.
Well, a friend of mine, Adam Eisenberg, I don't know if you guys have heard of him. Mm-hmm. He's actually fighting the federal government, just like Peter, and he's a patient, and he's fighting them tooth and nail, and his trial is being rescheduled for this summer. So I'm hoping that people will support him. He's out your way, Dennis.
There's so many cases going on in California right now. I'm keeping track of them all. But you were talking about a congressional level. Mike said something about a congressional. We can change it at a congressional level. We have 188 votes in Congress to change the scheduling of marijuana. We just need 227. We're close. We're closer than we've ever been.
Yeah, you're right.
It can happen.
Well, that's
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. We are getting closer. Not even a doubt. We're going to talk about this big radio show host in town that two of us sometimes call into. And I was able to talk to our congressman, who's the only one who really everyone thinks there's no chance on legalization. And he was open. He was much more open than we thought he would be.
But there is a chance.
Yeah, there is a chance.
We're close.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep.
So is that what you see as being the next step for the movement as a whole is legalization?
Well, we have to reschedule. That's what next. We have to reschedule marijuana to take it off schedule number one. Schedule number one.
Right, which says that it has no medical value. 3 or 4. And to switch.
It can happen.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Dennis, when you did this in California, this was unprecedented. This has never happened before. Did you always believe that it would happen? Did you know that it would happen, or how? I mean,
well, I knew from my efforts it would happen. I knew it would happen, and I knew. I set out in 1990 to legalize it in 1996. In '96, we put it on the ballot, and it won. I knew it was going to win. But we have to get straight with ourselves. Marijuana has always been a medicine. It's been a medicine for 10,000 years. All of a sudden, now it's not a medicine. We just get high. That's wrong. Mm-hmm. Everyone uses marijuana, using it as a medicine. They may not have AIDS or cancer. You don't have to have that. Marijuana helps your brain, helps your mind, helps you sort out the things in your mind. Sometimes a conflict in your mind.
Definitely.
And marijuana helps with it. That's what I think most people do use it for. But
so you consider everyone a medical user, pretty much?
Yes, I believe.
Okay, that's something we can identify with. That's a cool way of looking at it.
I think the problem, Dennis, the problem that some people have with that rationale is they don't want to be considered a medical user in their own minds, and they're afraid that means that they'll still be arrested, they'll still be harassed, because they won't say that. Someone like Keith Stroop from Normal, he says he likes to smoke pot. He doesn't. You know what I mean? So
he doesn't.
But why does he smoke it? You have to we get to the meat of it. Why do people use marijuana?
He says it's because he enjoys it, like someone would enjoy a cigar or a cigarette.
Mm-hmm. It makes them feel good, right?
Yeah, but I think that's a good point. It does make you feel good. It doesn't really get us high. I don't get high. Like there's this guy that put out a CD. He's a comedian, Jim Brewer. We were looking at, and his new CD was called. What was it called, Tommy?
It was actually his book. It's called I'm Not High.
Yeah, his book's called I'm Not High, and that's the way I feel. It's like I just smoked an ounce of weed and I'm not high. I just feel relaxed and I feel good. I feel intelligent.
I haven't got high since I was 16.
Sure. If you're getting high, you were low. That means you were low before. The opposite of high is low.
Not necessarily.
Well, you want to get high, right? You want to get higher.
Yeah.
And the opposite is low. That means you are low. You're already low. I'm a psychiatrist. I deal with the brain. So to me, the patient tells me I like to get high, and I tell them, what were you feeling before you got high? Were you feeling that you were anxious, anxiety, something like that?
Yep.
Because why did you pick up that joint and do it?
Well, there is no doubt that our brains are adapted to enjoy cannabis, and that, I mean, is a testament, yes, to its medical benefits as well as its recreational benefits. So I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I
don't know what recreational marijuana is. People say that recreational, but a recreational vehicle, recreational play area, but there's no recreational marijuana. I mean, it just doesn't fit. But people want to say recreating, but that's just a way of the government of demonizing us and of saying, well, we don't need it. We don't need marijuana. But we do need it. And it is our medicine. And it's been a medicine for 10,000 years. And I didn't make it up. It has been a medicine for 10,000 years. So So if it's a medicine then, it's got to be a medicine now. And people are feeling better about themselves and about the life they live in. That is a medicine. People are not eating Prozac because they're feeling bad. Prozac is a drug that makes you feel good. Marijuana is a drug also that makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely.
I said it.
Yes, you did, Dennis. So I'm sure there's a lot of people who are going to comment on this. We're very excited to have you in here, and tell us more. We're really focusing on Peter today, and if there's any stories that you have from Peter McWilliams of things that have happened that maybe the public doesn't know about that you saw, or anything like that you can think of about Peter McWilliams.
Well, besides he giving his life up, he was busted in the marijuana case by the feds, and the federal judge had ordered him not to smoke marijuana. But he even pleaded with the judge. He was in a wheelchair. He pleaded with the judge, "Please, Your Honor, I have to smoke. I get nausea, I get sick. It helps." And the judge said no. And within 4 days later, he was found dead in his wheelchair. But he had drowned on his own vomit.
Jesus.
And it was very sad. It's a very sad way to go. But by doing that, he's become a martyr.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
Right.
Yeah, at his height. I mean, he was a great writer, great individual, great speaker, funny person, intelligent. It is a great loss. One last thing before we let you go.
Well, we have.
Yeah.
We have a few questions. We have calls. Yeah, we're gonna let the calls through too. We have a few callers, hopefully that we can get through to ask some questions to you. But we have a couple more questions. How are you doing? We know that you had a stroke recently. You sound pretty good on the phone. Yeah. How are you feeling? Are you coming back from it?
Yes, I'm coming back from it. It was a very mild stroke, but I did have a stroke, and it kind of crimped my style. But I'm back. I'm back to normal, and it's tough, but we're all going to die. I mean, eventually I'm going to die of something. Hopefully not soon. Hopefully, but I will die of something. But I'm old, and it's inspiring for me to see the young people taking up the cause, because my generation is leaving us. And you guys have to carry on, and you have to make it happen. The world will always be fucked up until we get marijuana legal. So if you know that, you have a cause that you can change the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have a phone call, I believe. Do you mind if we try to take this phone call? Can we?
No, take it.
Yeah,
please.
Who's on the line? Hello, we have you on the line, caller.
Yes, you do.
Who is on the line? What's your name, Miss?
Tony Myers. We're BBK Farmers.
Okay, and you've been listening to the show?
Yeah.
Do you have a question for Julia or our big guest here?
I'd like to really give a shout out to Dennis Peron.
Okay.
And Peter McWilliams. But yeah, I got some stuff I'd like to say.
You're on the radio right now, so now is the time. What would you like to? Would you like to ask a question as well to Dennis?
Not really. I don't really have a question, but I'd like to just say thank you for the positive radio show. I think that the whole cannabis community needs this. We all need to stick together and, get this fight done. I'd like to thank Dennis Peron. Because of him is why I even got started in growing in Cali when I left Idaho. If it wasn't for him, I'd be dead already.
Wow.
I'm an 18-year cancer survivor. So Viva Peron is the way I feel about it. We are moved back to Idaho to fight Idaho now, and we had a case, and it's going to appellate court, and they actually gave us our medication back. Our hemhoba back in Idaho, and it's a cannabis extract. Yes,
that's great news.
That is good.
I would love to have speakers in Idaho. We need as much support as we can get. The right support.
Idaho's the next state. Idaho's the next state. We've got to get it there. It's important. Yeah. Thank you for fighting the fight in Idaho. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Thanks again for
we do
giving me the good vibes.
Thank you for calling. Your name again? It was kind of broken up. Could you say your name again, Miss?
Tanya Myers.
Tanya.
BBK Farmers.
All right. Well, thank you very much for calling, Tanya, and thanks for listening.
We
and thank
support
you for
you.
the we support you. Thank you for the positive comments and the feedback and the big ups to Dennis and Peter.
Yeah, and Peter McWilliams. You know, I used to read his poetry when I was a little girl, and I mean, I'm 35 now, but my dad got me started on him, and you know, when I read his poetry, I never really understood that he was a cannabis activist. I just thought he was a wonderful poet and writer.
Yeah.
So that just blows my mind. I'm like, I have his books, and I didn't even know that part of him, you know? So, yeah, I just...
Yeah,
thank you. Blessings.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
Yes, he is.
Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for calling,
Thank
Tanya.
you very much,
We do have to move on. We have a couple more callers. Do we want to try to get the next call on the line,
Sure.
Mr. Newman? Okay. Thank you very much, Tanya.
Hi, caller. You're on the air.
Hello?
Hi. Who's calling?
I'm sorry. My name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the radio. You're alive on the radio, so we want to know your name. Yes, welcome.
Oh, great.
What's your name,
My
sir?
name is Joseph McTemus. How are you doing?
Joseph. Thank you for calling, Joseph. I'm sure you're listening to the show, right?
Yeah, I sure was. I had a little bit of a hard time getting the link to work, but finally got it working about 10 minutes, 15 minutes ago.
We're glad you're here.
Yeah.
What would you like to say to Dennis or to Julia?
Well, I'd like to ask Julia a question, if I may.
Yes, you may.
Hi, Julia.
Hi, Joseph.
What I was wondering is, what really inspired you to choose Peter as someone that you wanted to get his message out to and continue his legacy so other people could benefit from his writing and whatnot?
Wow, that's a great question. I'm not sure I chose Peter. In a way, I feel like he chose me. That's what people keep telling me, because all I did was read one of his books and fell in love with it. And I think I was just so outraged and upset and heartbroken to learn that he died. And I'd seen so little written about him on the internet. I mean, there are a couple of good sites, but there wasn't a lot, and I wanted to do more. So I guess, I don't know, it kind of snowballed. I really didn't think my life would be this much about Peter McWilliams when I started, you know. I just thought I'd run a MySpace tribute page and that's it. But yeah, now
you're
my life, you know.
You're about the youngest activist that's really taken something from nothing and really made a lot out of it, you know.
Oh, thank you.
I mean,
wow, thank you. It's hard for me to take compliments. Peter's taught me to take compliments better, but thank you. Blessing.
Wow.
Well,
thanks for keeping Peter's memory alive.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, goodness, thank you.
Sure, we appreciate it.
It's impressive.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Joseph.
Thank
for
you so
calling in.
much,
That was
Joe.
a wonderful call.
Joseph, that was
We're
a great
really glad
call.
you're listening.
A great question. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness.
Right? There's a lot of good vibrations in the studio right now.
So you're listening to right now. You're listening to unregularradio.com. It's Two Hotheads on Cannabis. We're on every Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Newman is taking the phone calls behind the board, running everything for us very well. Newman, we did 4 calls all at once. That's like the first time we've done that.
I know it. It's working out, huh?
It's getting incestuous.
Yeah, and we've had Julia on the phone for quite some time, answering calls. Yeah, she's wonderful. It's
thank you. You are too.
PeterMcWilliams.org is her website. Peter's page on Facebook, and Dennis Peron, who started
on Facebook too.
Yeah, who started it all? Yeah, you're on Facebook too as well, right, Dennis?
Yes, I am.
I hope that we hook up and become very good friends on Facebook, because I did see you, and I definitely want to follow. I'm going to be following all your stuff from now on, definitely.
And we really
good. Thanks.
We really have a lot
also,
to.
marijuana.org. Marijuana.org is my website.
Oh, really?
I'll plug into something. Marijuana.org.
That's a big one.
It's messages for me.
That's a big big domain to have. I look up domains.
That's big,
to have
that's big
marijuana.org, Dennis. You're
That is, I've had it for a while, so 15 years. And now I'm reviving it, so it's good.
Smart investment.
Nicely done.
And this is your last chance, people. If you got more questions or phone calls that you want to ask them, 617-606-4122, or any feedback on the show, now is the time. But we have had them. We have one more phone call. We'll take the call. Why don't we take the call? Hello.
Hi, caller. You're on the air.
Hi.
Hi. What's your name, sir?
Oh, my name is Larry Parker.
Hey, Larry. Where are you calling from?
Yeah. I'm calling all the way from Suitland, Maryland.
Oh, excellent. And you have a question for our two big guests?
Or
a comment?
Yeah, more like a comment for Julia Rose. I just want to commend her for all the great work she's done.
Excellent.
Oh, goodness.
Oh goodness, Julia! What do you? Let me ask you.
I can hear the blushing over the radio.
I mean, I'm very fair skinned, but by the end of the show, I'm really pink, I'm sure.
What is Marilyn like about Julia? Sir, are you still there?
Yes.
Oh, what do you like about Julia? Why are you commending her? I think people want to know more.
Just think.
Uh-oh.
I think we're losing you. We'll ask you again. Maybe you can. Can you hear us?
No.
I think we lost the call. We got another. We got another phone call though. So why don't we take his call? Hello.
Hi, caller. You're on the air.
Call.
Hi.
Hey, who's this?
Is this Newman?
No, this is Mike Cann. We're on the radio, and what's your name?
Okay. I'm Peter McWilliams' mother.
Oh my God! This is Mary, Mrs. McWilliams. Wow!
I thought I'd say something nice about Julia.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Let's hear it. We got a big applause for Mrs. McWilliams.
Just call me Mary.
Mary.
No, she doesn't take praise very easily, but she probably didn't tell you she wrote that beautiful song about Peter. She didn't just sing it, although I think she has a beautiful voice, but she also wrote the song.
Yeah,
which I think is really wonderful. And like you mentioned, she did a great job on the website too. She found things I never even saw before. So I think she's done great.
Oh my goodness!
You too. You both, you and your partner there, you have real nice vibrations, as you said on the radio.
Oh, thank you.
That is the ultimate blessing. Thank you so much.
And you do too. You're a pretty amazing lady, Mary.
Thank you.
Tell us about your son.
I just wanted to give her the credit and tell you your program is very nice too. I enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you, Mary. You're wonderful. Do you have a moment to tell us a little bit about your son? I mean,
any stories that people don't know?
The show was dedicated to him, and we'd love to hear.
Well, he was always, from just a little boy on, he was always trying to help somebody, and he always put humor, no matter what he was writing about, no matter how serious the subject. He managed to put humor in there, which made it a lot easier to read. And I think Time Magazine, said, or maybe I forgot who it was. Anyway, it said, "Who would expect the Wall Street Journal to say this article or this book is humorous as well as informative?" But always he sort of was a little bit ahead of his time when he took up different causes. He just
what was his first cause that you remember, if you can pinpoint it? When was the first time you saw him? I don't know, as an emerging activist.
I can't tell you exactly, because just from young, he started writing poetry in high school and going down and selling his own poetry down in Detroit. We had a street called Plum Street, where I guess the hippies went. I don't know, but he would go down there and sell his own poetry. He printed it, he stapled it together, and he took it down there and sold it. And then later on, some big companies published some of his books. But when he was anxious to get one on the market faster, and he resorted to doing it himself, because he could do it a year or two faster than a book company could do it. And very unusual for someone to be able to publish their own work and be successful at it. So
yeah, that's what that's what a lot of us are striving for, and he did that. So yeah, props to him on that too.
Yeah. That he was not just an activist, but an artist as well as
yes, definitely. He always involved in something.
And I think he started the poetry because some teacher said, I don't care if you write an essay or write poetry. I don't care. So that started it way back in high school. So but always to the end, he was helping someone. He's always, wanting to help everybody if he could. Even at the end when things were so bad, he still kept trying to help. And had they left him alone, even if they had let him stay at home, he would have been able to, I believe, donate so much more. He had so many things he wanted to write about. But I'm surprised he's been gone almost 12 years, and still his books are selling quite well for no one promoting them, just from word of mouth. It's just amazing how, I think, how they continue to sell and help people.
Absolutely. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. We are very honored to have you today calling in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you both.
I love you, Mama. She's becoming my mom, everyone. So I call her Mama.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking with all of you, and good luck to you.
Thank you
so much.
Let's hear it for a group hug for everybody.
Thank you. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye now, Mary. Thank you to Mary McWilliams.
That was wonderful.
Oh, wow.
I love her so much.
I'm having so many warm fuzzies right now.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Julia, and PeterMcWilliams.org for organizing this great day for us all, the whole community, everybody listening, everybody calling in. It was such a positive day. So many levels. And Dennis,
I want to thank you guys, because without you, someone like me can't get on the radio. So thank you. I mean, wow, you guys are doing tremendous.
Thank you to Dennis. Thank you, Dennis. And thank you, Dennis Peron.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you. We'll be on next time. Anytime you want me on, I'm on.
You guys are welcome.
Yeah.
Can you a hug through the phone?
I've been feeling the hugs all the time.
Yeah, it was quick. I know. Take the phone.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Well, thank you for having me on, Mike. I appreciate that. And if you ever want me again,
we definitely will.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Dennis Peron, marijuana.org, and on Facebook. Check them out.
Chat with us and all of our callers. Thank you for all of our callers who called in. We had some excellent call-ins today.
And instant feedback. We might be reading more of them. If you really liked what we've done today, post a message on our Facebook page and let us know. Check out Peter's page. Check us out. We have an event page going on. Instant feedback IF at Unregular Radio. And maybe we'll take some more calls about what has happened on the show so far a little later. So keep listening. We're going to come back with some music. I want to thank everyone in the studio. Seriously, Newman has been killing it. Heather, Simpson, our whole crew. Nikki Smokes and Free Mass Media is here with Tommy now. Thank you for supporting and making this happen, and especially to Julia and Dennis. That was great. We'll come back with music, right, Heather? We're done.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're
we did it. Another show. Thank you, Newman. Let's hit some music.
UnregularRadio.com.
FreeMassMedia.com is a local news and entertainment media team. FreeMassMedia.com supports free speech media outlets like Unregular Radio, The THC Show, KOP Productions, and more. Check out FreeMassMedia.com for exclusive videos, interviews, and blogs, and connect with Boston's best indie media outlets. FreeMassMedia.com is an official sponsor of The THC Show on UnregularRadio.com.
You're listening to Two Hotheads on Cannabis with Mike Cann and Heather Mack, only on UnregularRadio.com.
What's up? We are back from a very love-filled session of Two Hotheads on Cannabis. We had an amazing interview with Julia, I'm going to get this right for you, Julia, because you were so fabulous on our show. You are the curator of his online museum.
Yeah, PeterMcWilliams.org, which I love. I'm still looking at it and finding more stuff on there, too.
It's really fabulous. And of course, Dennis Peron, who was the creator of Prop 215, the first medical marijuana bill in the nation. So we had a pretty big deal this week, and we got some other stuff to talk about. Some cannabis news that we would like to bring up. Number one, I want to start.
And we do have some Facebook, a lot of Facebook feedback on our Facebook group. Is that what you were going to look at?
Facebook group is enormous. I was just saying we have 3,256 members. Let's see if we can get 4,200.
And that's like 1 month in, right?
That's insane.
It's crazy. It's
1
crazy.
month in.
We're gonna aim for 4,200.
Yeah, we need 4,200. Help us get 4,200.
Yeah,
if you like this show, invite your friends. It's very easy to invite people, especially if you know that they would like the content that we did today.
Exactly.
If you're new and you just joined that Facebook event, join the group too. Two Hotheads, join it.
Absolutely. So I want to talk about my girl Roseanne.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of news stories. Oh, let's talk about who. We also have some other people in the studio. We have Mike Simpson here, Big Simpson. Say hello, Simpson.
Big Simpson.
Yay.
And we have Nikki from Mass Can Normal.
Hey.
And Tommy from Free Mass Media.
Hey.
And we were going to talk about some news stories. And actually, if you guys have anything to say, you were here, you listened to the whole interview and what just happened on the radio. So if you have any feedback on or any questions that you want to ask, because they're still listening.
I wanted to say thank you to Julia for spreading Peter's word, because I think it was last year I heard you can't afford the luxury of a negative thought, and that really changed a lot of things in my life, and I discarded a lot of negativity, and I got really emotional when she started talking about it. It was amazing.
Yeah, you did. You did. You
Right
had to
on.
move. You were emotionally moved.
Yeah.
And you weren't the only one. Sarah Sparks sent me an instant feedback by text. This episode wants to make me cry. This man was awesome, is what she said.
Yeah, he's definitely missed. Thank you, Julia,
Right on.
for spreading the word. It's awesome.
Wow, let's hear it again for Julia. Yeah. All right. So
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump the gun.
No, you
but-
didn't jump the gun. We're going back to what you said. That was a good teaser. Who? What was that woman's name? Another woman we're going to talk about. That's pretty. Who is this woman?
This is Roseanne Barr, who has just announced that she is she's attempting to get the Green Party nomination to run for president in 2012, which I just have to say is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
You know what? I am.
Entertainment value, amazing.
Yeah.
No, but
even
seriously,
beyond entertainment.
I'm telling you, she's like Vermin Supreme. She's a straight shooter. She goes right to the heart. Cut the bullshit. Actually, that's her second.
Yeah.
She's got like a 3-point platform.
Yeah.
And
what is it, like get shit done?
No, it's legalize hemp is number one.
Yeah.
Then like cut the bullshit is 2, and get shit done is 3.
Yeah.
And I think that's a perfect order.
That's amazing. I hadn't seen that.
No, it's fantastic. She's totally serious about all this. And Roseanne has been like really vocal about a lot of stuff, and including, legalization of marijuana and stuff. She's been like coming out with some crazy.
They could call her crazy. They could say she's a novice. They could say she's
crazy is a compliment
but
around
this
here.
woman, this woman had the biggest show, the biggest network show for how long? She has mainstream as well as in the business respect for the work that she's done as a comedian. She is a great stand-up. She is funny as hell.
And you know what?
And
She's
smart,
in touch with
survivor, fighter.
Yeah, I was going to say she's in touch with the blue-collar America. I mean, who could be more authentic than Roseanne?
I'm considering endorsing Roseanne. Like, I've been
Roseanne Vermin Supreme.
Yeah, I've been going for Ron Paul. People know that. I like Ron Paul. But not on every issue. And I like Gary Johnson, and not on every issue. But, Vermin Supreme and this new candidate, Roseanne Barr, I love it. I support it.
100%.
Yeah,
Roseanne, we want you on our show so bad, baby. Please,
Yes,
please. We will
Roseanne.
treat you so good. We'll give you like the radio equivalent of a nice long foot soaking back rub. Like, please be on our show.
Yeah.
I don't know if I just that was some
No,
hidden
that's okay.
desires for Roseanne.
I want to say that again. Yes, I've been begging her on her
We gotta send her
online
this.
world. Like, she's got her Roseanne website. I'm like, please, Roseanne, come on our show. And yes, we have Gary Johnson coming
exactly
in.
what I was about to say.
Libertarian
We have-
presidential candidate. He was with the Republicans. He's a former governor of New Mexico. He's a big name. And he's going to be around for a long time in this presidential race and maybe beyond. and we have him coming on the show. We're very excited.
Very excited about that.
Have we checked
That's
the
in
event?
2 weeks.
2
Yeah,
weeks.
it's on the 18th. You were right, Mike.
So we'll be listening.
Womp, womp.
But maybe we can get Roseanne on the same show.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That would be incredible. We could have a debate.
How do other people feel? Let's do some polling. I want to do some polling.
Oh.
Is
this a democracy?
Yeah,
now?
we're still talking. we were still trying to get Vermin Supreme in here.
Mm-hmm.
We're still trying to get Roseanne Barr in here. We got Gary Johnson coming in. Ron Paul's people don't answer me.
Speaking of Vermin,
who are we gonna vote for? Who do we like too? I like all four of
I
these
want
people.
them to come on the show
The first
and
one we get in the
debate.
studio.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All
We
right.
endorse. That's how it's gonna go.
So how you going, Tommy and Nikki? Who do you think?
I like our choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nikki
You like
just
them all?
said the first
I like
one that
them
comes
all.
in the studio.
Yeah, the first one gets in the studio.
All right, that's
we'll
a good
see.
one.
I
What
mean,
do you
it's
think,
looking good for
Simpson?
Gary.
Do you like any of them, or are you going for someone else? What do you think, Simpson?
Me?
Yeah.
Hey, if they come in, do the work. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Get the job done.
What about Newman? What's Newman doing?
Well, we've been hearing the same people on the Republican side. I would love to hear the alternative opinions of these guys. Let's get them on the show.
All right. But who are you leaning towards, Newman? Like, if you got to vote, you going to vote for Obama still? You going to vote for one of these other people?
At the moment, it's still
What are you
Obama.
thinking? Okay. Are you undecided though? Like, are you?
I'm with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's where we're.
Give me a reason
Speaking
not
of
to
Vermin
vote for him. That's why.
Supreme,
Well, a lot of issues.
I know,
Civil
I know.
liberties,
I know.
NDAA,
I
SOPA,
know. He's
being
been-
with the banks.
There's been a lot of surprises that are not happy surprises
Yeah.
from President Obama. But
the drug laws.
Yep.
Medical marijuana, ignoring our questions on YouTube again. You know, he
I know it.
This is a tough election, but I love these candidates. I gotta love Roseanne Barr. I gotta love her, and I might vote for her. I might support her. Yeah, I might endorse her.
I gotta say, okay, so I'm reading. I missed this debate with Jimmy McMillan
Oh,
and
it's
Vermin
online?
Supreme. No, I haven't gotten it. I'm gonna find it because
All right.
I can't believe that I spaced on that one. But I have a quote from it because
Read the quote. There was
this is genius.
Let's go back to this. We're talking about Vermin Supreme again, and Vermin Supreme put out a video that said he was going to be debating Jimmy too high rents.
No, Jimmy, the rent is too damn high.
Yeah, the rent is too damn high.
McMillan.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Gotta say it
And
the right way.
And what's the quote from their
So
debate?
this is from an article about it. This is it says one of the most absurd and inexplicable dialogues of the night came when a question about slaughtering horses for meat, newly though accidentally reinstated by Congress, was misheard as a question on congressional discussion of horse penises. McMillan, that's all they want to do. Watch the horses have sex. Leave them horses alone. Supreme, there's websites for that, sir.
God.
McMillan, I did not send anybody to Congress to be looking at a horse's penis. Supreme, I think I missed that horse penis debate in Congress, I'm afraid. McMillan, we have a hunger crisis in America and they're talking about horses' penis. We need to get a clip of this. I'm going to work very hard in the next 20 minutes to get a clip of
so
this.
we're gonna look for that one too.
Yeah, but I have to say, I mean, in real life, like, I'm gonna vote for Obama, but I'm endorsing Vermin Supreme
You
in
like Vermin.
in my
And
heart and soul,
Roseanne.
and Roseanne, and I'm thinking if they run together on a ticket, we will. We should be so lucky.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah. I can't wait to see more Roseanne on the campaign trail, with especially on the television talking about this. That's what I'm looking forward to. There's a number of other stories this week. We were going to talk about the big story, Judy Sanchez. This is a woman that lives in Fitchburg. She's a mother.
5-year-old daughter, correct?
I think that was the age, around that age, a young daughter. Also has a dog. And at 6 a.m., it was a couple minutes past 6. I think it was like 6:08. But it was basically 6 a.m. in the morning. Imagine that you're sleeping, maybe a half hour before your alarm rings to wake you up in the morning. You're in your deepest sleep right before that alarm goes off. The FBI came busting down her door with a chainsaw. It's been reported in all the newspapers. And the way that they treat her, with a gun to the head, her dog urinated on the floor. She was laying in the urine. The little young child is screaming in the other room for like a half hour. And they got guns to her head. And it's the wrong apartment.
Meanwhile, the guy who they're trying to get is sauntering out of the.
Well, they actually did capture him.
Oh yeah, they did.
Amazingly, like an hour later, they went and captured the guy that they were. It was the next apartment over. It was like I think she was in 2R, and the other guy was in like 2F. Like, one's in the front, and I've done deliveries.
Yeah.
When you have an F and an R, it's front and back. There's it's like, how do you guys mix that up? Seriously, you're coming in with a team with a chainsaw, and then
especially for studying it for 2 years. I think that it was a 2-year investigation.
Yeah, a 2-year investigation.
Still got the wrong.
Yeah.
How much did that cost?
Yeah. And you wonder what that 2-year investigation is, because I'll tell you something. I know people have been busted, and so often what happens is they say it's a 2-year investigation, but it's really more like 2 days.
Yeah, and it's
they want to bill. The guy doesn't really do his job. It's like he just wants to bill the hours and make it look good.
Did you see what he was arrested for, though? What his charges were?
Oh yeah, they were major. This guy's a major, and they probably did do 2 years on this one.
Yeah.
Because it did look like he's in with some. He's a gangster and he's making some money, and they got him. But this whole
I thought it
drug
was very
war,
nice of them that they, decided to repair her door.
Well, yeah. So that's
after all traumatizing the entire family, I think they're gonna
gonna
give them a new door. That's nice.
And the apology, apparently she doesn't think the apology was enough, and it wasn't very sincere, and I can imagine.
It's a horror story. I mean, that's right out of a movie. A chainsaw coming through your door. That's terrible.
I want to know if people think she deserves money, because I think she does.
She does.
Yeah.
She got a good lawsuit.
Yeah. And I don't think she hasn't said anything whether she's going to sue. So I hope she does sue. And this has to stop. These raids are out of control. It's all related to the drug war and the drug crime. You want to end this kind of stuff. It happens over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I'm glad about is that her dogs weren't shot.
Yeah.
That her dog, because people's dogs have been shot in these types of raids.
Yeah.
There was a
Didn't someone die of a heart attack during one of the?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
they've gone to a mayor's house where he wasn't a dealer. A common thing where dealers will do is they'll have drugs shipped to a place that they can pick it up from that's not their own home.
Mm-hmm.
They'll basically know if someone drops the goods on the front porch, then they'll come grab it before the homeowner comes home. And that's what happened to him. So they raided his house. They raided another woman's house, and she shot back at the police, and she wasn't a drug dealer, and they killed her. And then they planted drugs on her. And then it came out that they planted drugs on her, and her name was exonerated. And it's like, this thing happens over and over again. There was the gentleman with the ironic name, I think it was last name of Cop, but he was selling a couple of dime bags in a college, and they shot him up in a drug raid. This stuff has to end.
And it would.
And he was unarmed.
Legal marijuana,
a college student. For a couple bags of weed.
Working.
Yeah, it needs to end. How we have more news stories too.
We do. I have a lot that I pulled up from the that people posted on our Facebook page, and some of them are just kind of silly, but I thought we want to shout out to all the folks on our Facebook page that are contributing links and all that stuff. So one of these was that Ron Paul. So we already have one huge celebrity endorsement of Ron Paul, which is Mike Cann.
Not quite. No, I'm maybe even backing away.
But okay. But Snoop Dogg apparently has endorsed Ron Paul, and or at least this has been determined because he posted a photo of Ron Paul with the word "smoke weed every day" to his Facebook page, accompanied by the message "because I said so." So is that really an endorsement of Ron Paul, or is
that's
it
what I'm saying.
endorsement
it's like,
of smoking weed every day? Because we're pretty sure that we know how you feel about that, Snoop Dogg. We're pretty confident in your decision.
Well, I think Snoop Dogg's a smart individual and knew that people would kind of look at that as an endorsement. That's Snoop Dogg's way.
Yeah,
but I mean, I don't. It's tough. What is an endorsement? He obviously likes Ron Paul on his weed smoking policies, and that's what I think a lot of people do relate to Ron Paul on. Immediately on the drug policy, obviously. And some people will say, "Oh, it's a one candidate issue," but hey, it's a big one, and the other parties aren't paying attention to it. We talked about the Obama thing. You know what happened on Monday, right, with Obama and the YouTube?
Oh, how he did not. Surprise.
And did you hear why?
No.
Nikki Smokes alerted me to this. What was the response from Obama? It was from YouTube almost. It was like they were on it together. YouTube and Obama.
Your interview with Obama, and people would post questions on this forum, and there was over 4,000 likes on this marijuana question. and they
It was like
took-
the most popular one.
They removed it because it was inappropriate.
They said
deemed it
some
inappropriate.
people have deemed this inappropriate, and it's like some
Other
people.
YouTube
what
users,
people?
yeah.
No, but there weren't.
No, exactly.
When you
No,
looked at
that's
it,
what they
everyone
claimed,
liked it.
though.
Yeah, and when you looked at it, it's like, oh, the president deemed it inappropriate, and YouTube is working together with the president.
I think
to
it
put
was
that
Google
mess-
Plus.
Well,
think it was-
Google Plus and YouTube were doing this together.
Yeah, it was like the White House thing.
Yeah, and there's the White House thing,
It was
and,
the White-
and
the
that
White House
organization worked together with the president to post that.
Yeah.
That's silly. Give me a break. And you know what, Obama? And Google Plus and YouTube, well, you guys are morons. You should know better. You run YouTube. You know, come on.
That's why they have a thumbs
Why
up
even
and thumbs
have it? Yeah, why even show us the data, you fucking fools?
I know, it's pretty funny because this continues to happen where like
Yep.
they're like, oh, transparency, and we're gonna listen to the people, and then people come in and they ask about cannabis, and it's like immediately like, oh, oops, don't they know by now that everybody on the
Yeah.
internet is like, I mean, honestly, it's the
young
one of the most
generation.
vocal.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We've had enough of this
The percentage of people that are smoking weed or against the drug war is the
And you know what? I want to explain
highest.
something to older people too that don't fucking get it. You know, because I'm really
getting
fucking
angry.
sick of it. Yeah. You know, you have no issue when the people are most pissed off about Medicaid are old people. The reason why young people are so upset about these fucking drug laws is because we're the ones who can't get fucking jobs. We're the ones who can't get student loans. We're the ones that have to pay $80 just to smoke a joint. I mean, we are getting screwed. And that's why we care
And you know
about
what?
this
You
issue.
are too, by all of your taxpayer dollars going towards this, you know, this system that doesn't benefit anybody, that keeps people from getting jobs. So then, then they have to go on, you know, get food stamps. And you're so angry about food stamps, but it's like, you know, when people don't have an income because they have a record, because they can't get
smoke
education,
weed?
because they smoke
Come on.
weed, they want to be productive members of society, and they're not able to do it. And I'm pretty fucking pissed about this too.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yep.
Yeah.
So
So,
we're
that's
doing
why
politics.
we're here.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
What we how much time do we have left? We're almost done with our show.
Yeah,
we should
we're-
ask for some more phone calls. We did have some other stories that we wanted to talk about. Should we try to get to them?
I mean, we have, I guess, we have the President Obama ignoring the people, and we have, Joan Rivers also smoking weed.
Well, that was one that happened this week.
I saw that.
Joan Rivers' grandma. But the couple of stories I want to highlight that I thought were big stories in marijuana reform was one in Mass. They've tried every single way at the State House to come up with, from Scott Brown back a few years ago when he wanted to recriminalize marijuana, and myself and some other Mass Can activists made a big scene at his fundraising event, and he stopped that real quick when we got him on WBZ. I was on for that one in the morning, and some other local newspapers in his hometowns, you know, that he was running. He kind of faded in the background, and a lot of these other guys have too. They've put up the bills to try to recriminalize, but it hasn't gone anywhere. They haven't gotten the sponsors. But this time, it might be different. They're trying, and I heard the principal on one of the big radio stations this week, principal from Westford Academy, and it's the same old tune. They're crying that the kids are using all this marijuana because of decrim, and they want to recriminalize marijuana in the car for teen drivers.
So what does that mean? So it means you cannot have any marijuana in your blood at that point that you're in a car. So you can't be you can't drive a car and have smoked weed 30 days before.
Yeah, it seems like it goes beyond that. Even it seems like if a kid has any drugs, alcohol, marijuana, anything, if he gets caught with anything at any time, even if he's walking down the street, they're going to take away your license and it's another crime or something. I want to look more into this, but
That's
it's
unbelievable.
it's like this war on kids. It's like, why are we so? If a kid's high and he gets in an accident, he's going to be criminally held responsible.
Right. It's not. Yeah, we're not.
You're
we're not
under the
missing anything
influence. That's still a criminal offense. Like, I think we're just trying to parent our kids through laws, and that's like the worst way to do it. And my fear is
there.
that
Yeah, because what happens? Then they have a criminal record. They
Yeah.
can't get a license. They can't get a job. I mean, it becomes the same system. How is that helping that?
and a lot of times, I want to explain to people why I'm so against things like this, because it's easy for all of us to say, hey, this is kids, and kids shouldn't be smoking weed and driving. And I think we all agree on that. I agree on that. I
Sure.
agree on that. They shouldn't be smoking weed and driving. They shouldn't be drinking and driving. But at the same time, we're passing new laws that potentially put kids in jail. And people are like, what are you talking about? No kid's going to go to jail over this. Bullshit. What happens in a lot of cases is you have poorer kids without families, kids without parents.
Without the money.
That they get a fine. They get arrested and they don't go to court. They don't pay the fine. They don't finish it out. And you say, well, they deserve it. They didn't. Well, you know what? Without a parent, without that kind of support, that kind of thing can set someone back. And sometimes, why do we have to be so hard on the people that need our help the most?
Exactly.
We're talking about Peter all day. He helped people. I want to help people. If you're down on your luck and you don't have a family member and you got busted for a little weed, I don't think drug testing and putting you in jail is really what I want to do with my money.
It's going to solve your problems.
Why are we doing that? That's why,
And it is and it's kids of color and it's kids that are poor and kids that don't have the systemic privilege to back them up. It's not Westford Academy kids that are, seeing their lives ruined necessarily, because, they have a whole
Westford,
bunch
Mass is a very rich town.
Yeah, exactly.
It may be close
right
to
near it.
it may be
Fuck
close.
you, Westford.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And there's also the last story I think we'll kind of touch on before we get going.
We'll be talking more about that one as the weeks go by too.
Yeah.
This upcoming
Recrim.
potential legislation. I mean, if this goes any further, we're gonna.
We'll try to get the people. Like I want to get these people on the phone. I want to get the principal on the phone. I want to get the people who are sponsoring it, the people who are supporting this.
That's unbelievable. And you guys, we need you guys to be on the lookout for any information you find about any of this stuff we're talking about. But I mean, especially something that hits so close to home.
In Massachusetts,
right,
we're all over it. So let us know. We'll get those people on the phone. If you see someone speaking out for this, let us know. There's another big story that came out in the last 24 hours. It's about the Colorado legalization initiative. Steve Epstein forwarded this on the Mass Can activist list, and it's basically a story to a Fox 31 in Denver. And what happened is 163,000 signatures were submitted on January 4th for the legalization initiative, which seems like way more than they need, and that it would have been automatically on the ballot. But it turns out that 79,936 signatures were rejected, which is kind of shocking. I'm like,
how?
How? How does that happen? Heather, does that happen in mass with the people we know collecting signatures?
No. Hell no.
What an odd number, too.
I don't know how you can even do that.
86,105 are valid.
They deemed it inappropriate.
I have a question. Someone's not doing a good job. Is it the people collecting the signatures, or is it the people, not certifying them? I don't know. But they have till February 21st. There's this initiative 30 to collect these additional signatures, and Epstein estimated that they're going to need, with that kind of invalidation rate, he thinks they're going to need just over 4,500 more signatures, and it's about 53%. Was the certification rate. So, it sounds like they need a couple thousand more definitely certified, and 4,500 total. So who knows if that happens? I hope it does. February 21st.
We're working.
You better get that on, Colorado.
Seriously. I don't know. We never had that problem over here.
Yeah, that's a big number.
I don't know.
How many signatures have you collected over the years, Heather?
I don't know. I would say, definitely over 1,000, maybe 2,000. I don't know.
How many did you get at Occupy Boston?
I was getting 70 an hour. It was insane. Everybody was coming over to get, maybe not that much, but I probably, just standing there for 2 hours, I would, maybe get 140, 150 signatures.
That's
is
a good
crazy.
number. Hey, at least someone was doing that kind of work down there. I'm glad that you were down there doing it.
Yeah.
We're about to wrap up. We're out of time. I'm going to say goodbye and thank you to everybody. Thank you always to Simpson #1. I say Simpson #1. Sorry, Simpson. I meant Newman. Thank you. Thank you to Newman. I always get Newman and Simpson mixed up now because they're two mics.
We're the same person.
Yeah. Newman always behind the board. Good job today, dude. Thank you.
Thanks, Cann.
Yeah, we had like 6 people on the in the conversation at once. That was the first for our show.
Yeah.
We had some amazing guests today. We want to say a special thank you to Julia and to Dennis for coming on our show, and also to Peter McWilliams, of course, and his mom even calling in was fantastic. So all of the callers, everybody who's been posting on our Facebook page, please blow it up. We got lots of other amazing things that are happening in the next few weeks.
Definitely, yeah.
Stick with us. Tommy and Nikki from Free Mass Media. Absolutely. We had a great show.
Yeah, and Simpson, of course, as I said. Simpson. Say something.
He got demoted.
Yeah, say something good, Simpson, to leave. Like, what do you think about the show today?
Hey, I'm slamming.
And what about Dan Rea? We went on the Facebook on.
I keep telling you, I don't like that motherfucker.
Oh, let's talk about that quickly before we leave. We have like 1 minute before we have to go, and Simpson is the big star on WBZ, one of the biggest news networks in Boston on the radio. Dan Rea's show, Nightside. I love Dan Rea. I love what he covers. He gets into. I don't always agree with him, but he let me ask Congressman Lynch about marijuana legalization, and he supported the question. Let me explain it to the whole audience. I like Dan Rea. You're always calling in. You and I were actually back-to-back callers recently on that show.
Yeah.
He likes you. I know he does. He thinks you're a little out there. He hangs up on you sometimes.
That's because I'm very cunning and I throw shit in. I know Congressman Lynch, too. He's all right. I like him.
And what do you don't like Dan Rea, though?
No.
You don't like Nightside?
Oh my goodness.
You don't like that show?
To like our show, though.
No, I don't like him because I think he's an egotistical son of a bitch.
He should be. He should be. He got Joe Salvati out. He's got the #1 show in Boston. Give him a fucking ego. So what? It's not. He doesn't have that much of an ego. He's kind of a regular guy.
I give him credit for getting Joe the Horse out.
I like
and
Dan
all
Rea.
the rest of them guys. But the thing is, he's still an egotistical.
All right.
Wow. I mean, he does great investigating.
I think
to end on a high note.
Yeah, I think you're just mad because he dumped you.
Not really.
Yeah,
not really.
He did what I used to do with you.
But the thing is, guess what? I knew all the correct answers. He didn't.
Well, that's why we have you here.
Yeah. Thank you, Simpson. And thank you for Carmelita for and the station on regular radio, big time. John Loftus and the whole crew here. Rick's here every Sunday. This place is awesome.
We hear him hollering us.
Yeah, we can hear him loud.
Right on.
You got Dave Crespo in the back with his band. They're taking band pictures with Sarah Sparks, and there's always good stuff going on here.
Good vibrations.
Yeah, Casey, who keeps updating all of our network at Unregular Radio on what we're doing every week on this show, which I really love.
Yeah, the ultimate thank you, of course, to you, Mike Cann.
Oh, thank you.
We have to end without a...
Heather keeps her tradition going, too. She's dressed down today, but she's got a beautiful sweater on. So.
I told her she looks so beautiful.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Heather.
Shucks.
My.
And we're over time, but we got to play something. We got something coming up, don't we? Are you doing something? No? Are we done, Heather?
Well, we don't have enough time to do that.
No, yeah, we do.
Yeah!
Come on. We'll go over our time.
All right,
what are we playing? What is it?
I got some footage from Vermin Supreme and Jimmy McMillan.
Oh, boy. Jimmy McMillan and Vermin Rent's Too High and The Pony?
Where was it?
We got to find it. You'll find it.
Oh, no. It was like right here.
Isn't that it right there?
No.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes. Wait a sec. Here we go.
My name is Vermin Supreme. I am a meme.
Oh,
see you next week.
Electronic dream. I am a meme. On the digital stream. I am a meme. I take my coffee with cream. I am a meme. I am the bronies queen.
Harnessing the awesome power of zombies.
Meme.
DNA gene splicing to create a race of winged monkeys to act as tooth fairies.
Vermin Supreme.
Strong teeth for a strong America. Free ponies for all Americans.
I am a meme. Like the double rainbow guy, I am a meme. Yes, I am really high, I am a meme. Like the girl who loves cats and dresses them up in little hats, I am a meme. Like the drugged up kid, I am a meme. I don't know what I did, I am a meme. Like the pepper spray cop, I am a meme. I wanna make make it stop. I am a meme.
I'm a friendly fascist. I'm a tyrant that you should trust. And you should let me run your life, because I do know what is best for you.
I am a meme. Soon be gone like yesterday's trash. But here I am in the pen I flash. I am a meme.
Vote early, vote often. Remember, a vote for Vermin Supreme is a vote completely thrown away.
I'm jumping the shark.
Pony-based economy. Federal pony identification program.
Buy my merch.
We'll need your pony with you at all times.
Buy my merch.
Jesus told me to make Randall Terry gay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Supreme. Thank you. All right.
He's turning gay.
All right.
Hey,
Okay.
Is this real life? I do not have any questions, but may I have a bumper sticker?
The answer to that question is yes.
A bumper sticker to prove that this happened.
Oh, yeah. It did really happen.